Welcome back to another episode of Let's Go Hunt. Now, the official hunting and outdoor podcast of the United States of America by presidential decree. Under the threat of perjury, we have Sam Alexander, recently given preemptive pardon for all future beaver-related crimes. Vince H. Beardsicle. Mike Goncalves, Arctic Tundra Explorer Extraordinaire. And I'm Dave Packard. Froze as fuck, boy.
Boy.
So, Mike went
So
crawling
fucking cold.
Mike went to the Toyota dealership. Got it.
That's you're dumb.
He's an overlander now.
He got himself an ant on top of his car.
I thought he
He
bought a
carries-
Subaru.
$90 gas cans that are empty just so people have to look at them.
And a $90 water can, which is also empty.
You guys are awful people.
But they're
Not to
both
mention-
red
He keeps
Correct.
parking at Home Depot for some reason.
on a
Well, why-
snowbank. Like he
That
has
too.
to climb the snowbank.
Why wouldn't you climb the snowbank?
See, he's already one of them.
I've seen you walk through a hallway, let alone climb down a snowbank. It's very Jack Sparrow, if you can imagine that. The way Mike walks.
Then he
Actually,
drives around
Jack
and he
Sparrow.
finds the
It used to be very Jack Sparrow.
he finds
got
the
more
one
better.
the one little mud puddle in a 10-mile radius of his house, and he drives through it about 10 times.
Yeah, off road.
Spits up lots of mud up on the on the windows and goes, "Look, yeah, they're gonna
Fucking
clean that."
mall crawler.
Fucking judging me.
I'm not
It's only a
judging.
matter of
It's
time. You've
just
talked about
criticizing.
You've talked about getting a rooftop tent.
Oh fuck no, I haven't.
I think you have.
No,
I've
never.
heard it.
Absolutely not.
Mm,
A rooftop. No, the plan was always have the tent in the back. Rooftop tents are dumb, and I like having the basket up there for a reason.
He just hurt himself climbing into it.
Oh god.
I think you have the basket up there not to carry things, but to bolt things too.
You heard it first here. Mike doesn't like to be on top.
Mike is a bottom is part of the show titles.
Maybe not that one.
That's okay. He gets hurt
Oh,
when he rolls
it's
off.
going in. I don't care.
Oh,
I hate
boy.
you guys.
So, what's the lowest temperatures you've guys gotten?
-5, but that's not shit.
Did you check wind chill? Because I can't.
Oh,
wind
I don't count wind chill. Wind chill's dumb. That's
Oh,
that's
it's
like
dumb.
a per capita way of saying,
Sounds-
oh,
This,
it's this cold,
this-
really.
what-
It's cold, but it's really this cold. No, that's
tell
dumb.
me you don't actually spend a lot of time outside without telling me you don't spend a lot of time outside, because the wind chill
Right.
sure as matters.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I just
It may
spend a
be
lot of time
it may be
outside this
negative
weekend.
5, but if the wind chill is negative 29, bitch, you would wish it was negative 5.
It's like the electric fan kicking on in your engine. Starts blowing across and everything cools down a little bit more.
Mhm.
It was 10 degrees here
uh,
when I stepped outside this morning, but I didn't notice. I thought I was like, man, it's a little chilly out here. And I went and started the truck, let it warm up, left, went to work. And like, man, it is
are you-
really cold.
Are you a puffer?
What?
Do they call
What
it
means-
puffing
Yes.
down there?
I don't know what
No,
that means.
they don't call it puffing. They call it warming it up.
Oh, up here in like Colorado Springs and Denver and Castle Rock and shit, they call it puffing.
No, that's
And
what
it's
the
illegal.
dorks call it.
No, that's what though. I'm pretty sure that's what the yeah, it is illegal but I'm pretty sure that's what like city government got together and decided to call it, because if we call it something dumb like puffing, people will be less likely to do it because they won't want to be puffers. Well, that's a good idea.
Can you
All the-
imagine sitting in jail and be like,
All
what
of
are you
the
in for?
smokers and vapors out there in Colorado right now are going, puffers.
So the fluffers invented puffers.
Yes.
Yes.
Gross.
And if that's
I
not
hate
enoughers, they've invented a new assault weapons ban to throw at us too. So that's fun.
Okay.
I may be going way off topic, but hey, don't judge me.
It's too late for that.
Judging or going off topic?
Yes.
Oh,
I
Well,
never judge you.
I feel
Just
like that's
criticize.
that was a lie.
Oh, I'm judging all the fucking time. Mister has other men shoot his rabbits for him.
God.
You're just gonna take a while to live that one down. Previously, I forgot what the last thing I was giving you hell for. But now it's the rabbit. It doesn't matter. It's already forgotten because we moved on to the rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. Why bring it back up?
He's gonna have a freaking porter out there with him the next time he goes duck hunting. Oh, I love my shotgun for me. Oh, thank you.
It was his monocle.
I think the 3-inch shells. Thank you.
Oh, I need my monocle.
God, my gun is empty. Would you load it for me? Be a chap.
I think it was infected.
That's a good fellow.
Garth carries a second gun and loads it for him. That way, Mike can just hand one off and boom, boom. There you go. Hey, boom, boom.
Yes,
That's the
master.
proper way to do it. Like, don't even pull the shells out yourself. Just pop it open and give it to him.
It's like the New York reload, except it's the Rhodesian reload.
It's looking like the Leeds reload. But no, what he really does is he just brings a shotgun out that has an 8+1 capacity, and when he sees the fish cop coming, he just throws it to Garth and goes, "Oh, it's his, it's not mine. His shotgun.
He's just carrying it for me. He doesn't even have a license. Have at him, and you run off.
He doesn't have a license.
He's got no license.
Get him. Oh boy.
Get him, you copper. My British brother-in-law would probably be very enthused to hear
British
our awesome.
brother-in-law?
I do.
Why do all these jokes just accidentally hit so close to home for you?
He kept
Don't
that
worry.
one close to his chest for a while.
Don't
I know
worry, he's
this.
quite American.
How long have we been doing this podcast, and how long have I known you, and you did not tell me you had a limey brother-in-law?
There's a
Yep.
reason.
Mike comes out of the wardrobe finally.
The wardrobe. The what?
You know, it's like the closet, but
He's too rich to have a closet. It's a wardrobe.
Garth, fetch my shotgun from the wardrobe. We have
do
an
give it
intruder.
sitting-
He
it's
might
sitting
be a
on the
rapscallion.
wardrobe.
All right.
Poor Montana dirt roads. When we handle a gun on YouTube, we're going to get kicked off, and he's not going to get to watch us anymore. He should go get a Rumble account.
Oh,
yeah.
Dusky, I already cooked that rabbit, and it was delicious. I made something. Yeah, it was so
think-
memorable.
Oh,
You-
I think he's dead.
You didn't really cook it. You disinfected that rabbit.
yeah.
Sterilized.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They said to sterilize it for population control. I don't know how this is going to help.
For dry, sterilized, use Clear Eyes. Clear Eyes is awesome.
Please stop.
Okay, moving on.
I can't
Alright,
be
so
the only one. That
There's no on
remembers it.
target tonight. So instead, it's around the campfire. I have a question to ask you. What's harder, bow hunting armored elephants or hunting for rifle hunting for submarine penguins?
Do you think if
Rifle
Mike was sitting
hunting
around a campfire, he would have Garth move the smoke for him?
Goth, this rotates the
He'd have
entire
a wheel.
Earth.
He'd have like a wheel. He'd have like a fucking wheelchair, and Garth could just wheel him around to where there's not smoke.
I was going to say wheel the fire around, build the fire in a wheelchair, and then wheel the fire out of, like, so I don't have to move. It brings to mind this story of a Navy guy who's having breakfast in the mess hall, whatever the Navy calls them, and he sees this lieutenant commander come in, and this lieutenant
Galley, I
commander
think.
the galley.
Yeah.
That's where they cook it. Where do they eat it?
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, so the this lieutenant commander comes in the mess hall, and he looking real bleary-eyed, like he had a rough night last night, but you can't drink on a Navy ship, so you know he didn't get into it. He just had a rough night, and he's sitting there, and he's got the sun right in his face through the porthole, and he picks up a phone and he calls the bridge and he says, "Yeah, can you adjust at 5?" and
Mhm.
the ship gradually starts to turn, and you see the sun come off of the guy's face, and the two guys lock eyes, and the lieutenant commander just grins a little bit, and the Navy guy's like, man, to have that much clout that with the phone call I can get the sun out of my eyes, redirect an entire warship because the sun's in my eyes.
What a dick. He couldn't scoot 4 inches to the left.
Yeah, just leave it to Mike's fake British people to think that they can change the wind by shifting the fire.
Right.
Yeah, I'll call up
Like
the
this
weather channel.
magical sundial that he just shifted around so the smoke's blowing a different direction.
Well,
Mhm.
he's actually got it in with the people who control the weather down in Arizona.
I'm gonna turn it into this giant fire dancing cult. It's gonna be great.
I thought they already
mean
had one of
Burning Man?
those. Yeah.
Oh,
It's fucking trademark, bud.
well, I don't want to do it if Simpsons did it.
You
That's
don't want to
dumb.
do it if Diddy did it?
No, dude, I don't want to do what Diddy did.
Definitely don't do what Diddy did.
Diddy dum diddy dum
Oh, Diddy definitely do it.
diddy dum.
Anyway,
What's this
I have
nonsense
questions.
about bow hunting
Yes.
armored elephants?
Yeah. Why are you
Well,
like
this is-
this?
the question came into mind: what's harder to kill with a bow? I mean, well, not with a bow, but like, you got a bow hunt an armored elephant, or rifle hunt for a submarine penguin.
You know what?
How armored?
Ask the
Um,
Romans how hard an armored elephant is to kill.
Wait, so, okay, so this is the problem is that you
mean,
say things and mean other
not that
things.
hard.
Like,
I mean, if
I
you're
mean-
talking about, but you need more guys than that. This is
Like-
solo. You can't bring lots of buddies with you to kill the armored elephant, Mike. You're by yourself.
Oh, well, that's cheating.
like
I don't
you
wanna
could
be
mean
by
something
myself.
else by
Like,
armored
how am I
elephant.
gonna quarter out an entire elephant all by myself? That's bullshit.
Aren't you the British aristocrat? Don't you just take the tusks?
Garth, quarter out my elephant, please.
No, you just take the tusks and take it home.
Oh,
Submarine.
No,
Take
I'm not.
them- no, I
talking-
take them to my home on
It's-
Tuscany.
This is not like a euphemism for a fat chick in a plate carrier.
Or a Japanese torpedo.
No. It's like literally an elephant wearing.
What kind of
you know-
armor?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Kevlar
Hey,
or
Is it
like,
medieval?
this is important. Yeah. Is it modern bulletproof armor? Is it like tank armor with depleted uranium? Because it's an
Is it
elephant,
medieval
probably handle
armor
that.
like North Africa or medieval armor like Far East?
Is it
Because I
fucking
feel like-
chainmail?
Let's see here. If
See,
we're
he
going
wasn't
off
prepared for this
historical
question
pres-
at all.
Yeah, I'm totally prepared for it. If we're going off historical precedent, it's a mixture of chainmail and scale mail isn't exactly a technical term. Laminar armor. So yeah, I think it'll mix both.
Where did they find a lamination station in, back in the day?
Mongolia.
Oh, figures, Mongolians. Knocked down
Or
shit.
a submarine penguin.
Dude, I'm all about the submarine penguins because they got to come up for air sometime. Those bastards.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm back. I
Is-
blinked out of existence for a second.
I noticed.
Is a submarine penguin pretty much just a penguin?
Pretty much.
Okay. Just
The thing
I-
is,
I-
with a modern compound bow, you can get a decent amount of penetration. So I had to give the elephant some kind of advantage.
oh, you said
And
bow
it's-
hunting. I was going crossbow.
And it's not a
Eh.
penguin submarine because that would mean it would be pregnant.
We all live in a penguin submarine.
Ugh.
Penguin submarine.
Well, I'm rifle hunting penguins, so that's all there is to it.
Penguin submarine.
Please stop.
I had
What's-
to finish it.
So to the question, what's harder? Bow hunting armored elephants would be harder than
Yeah,
rifle
it's
hunting
true.
That's what I
submarine
say.
penguins.
But
For sure.
wasn't the
What would I
question which
rather
would we
do?
rather do?
No, it's what's harder.
Oh,
Now, what would I rather do? I would try to poke an elephant.
I bet you would. Which one would you hunt?
Rosie O'Donnell's getting kind of old.
what you mean is aged.
But her
She's a
jokes
little
never do.
long in the tusk right now.
Sorry, Rosie, the tooth hurts.
Oh, I did not know this. Apparently, in the original Batman show in 1966, they fight on Penguin submarine, and it's painted like a submarine or painted like a penguin. This is amazing.
Yeah, the one with Michael Keaton.
I don't watch that shit. No, this is 1966.
Oh,
This is the original TV
Oh.
show. You know, no, 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 no.
oh, okay. Way off. Yeah, we're talking Bam Zams and Pows here.
I mean, if we're talking about a U-boat that's painted like a penguin, I'm back to the elephant.
Back when tights were okay, but violence wasn't, so they had to throw in the POWs and Shazams.
No one was impressed.
Montana Dirt Road says Rosie O'Donnell's a fur trader. No, she's a fur collector. There's a difference. Also, gross.
He spelled traitor wrong.
All right, well, this campfire's dying out. Moving on.
Yeah,
Golf.
way to keep it
Fire.
fueled.
Hey, it's bedtime.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I have not been hunting once except for when I had the tent and the stove set up, because that was like the minimum effort possible. Where I was like, oh, it's late, I should do a campfire. It's like, no, it's late, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I haven't been duck hunting at all this month. Dude, it's been too cold.
Wait, what's that got to do with not wanting to bother with the campfire? I'm
Oh,
not talking about that. I'm talking about just in general.
Oh, the last time we had a campfire?
No. Like both times I've gone elk hunting so far. You get back to the tent, you don't even feel like making a fire or doing.
Oh,
any
yeah,
fun
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You just want to eat dinner and go to bed.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sorry, I was way off on what you were trying to say.
Yeah, you were, but whatever works.
Hey, the last horse crossed the line. Yeah, I'm the same way. Even camping with Ella, it's like it gets to dinner time and dark happens and it's time to make a fire, and
Well, you're supposed to make
do
the
the
fire
s'mores and everything.
before dark. That's the
Oh.
problem. You make it before dark so that by the time it gets dark, you've already got the fire going. But
So-
when you're hunting, you're up right until the last shooting light, and then you're like going to bed.
Yeah.
The fire saved my life on Saturday.
Well, please share.
I only exaggerate a little bit.
Well, naturally, but
So I'll get into the run and gun stuff later, but I didn't realize Saturday that the high was at like 9 a.m. So as I'm walking out to the stage where I'm doing range officer duties, I just
Oh,
decided,
no.
I'm going to leave my, puffy insulated pants in the van. I'm not going to need them. It's fine out as long as I'm, in some, I'll be down in the trees. It'll be fine. And so I walk down in there and realize, okay, so there's trees to the south, but the wind has shifted out of the north at 15 miles an hour.
Damn it,
And
Garth.
then it proceeded to drop to about 15 degrees in the afternoon. And luckily one of the guys they had taken a barrel down there with a bunch of firewood. And so we lit a fire in the barrel, and I spent most of the time huddled around the fire when I didn't have to do actual stuff. And it got pretty uncomfortable away from the fire, I'll say. And I had plenty of layers up top. I was just wearing my fleece lined pants out there by the fire, trying to stay warm. My big toes started going to sleep on me.
Oh no.
I was like, that's not good. Anyway,
Well,
the point
Glad they-
is, fire good. Ugh.
well,
Mhm.
yeah. You will get no argument. Fire good ugh from everyone.
You get arguments from people in Los Angeles right now.
Fuck them. You get no argument.
Ooh.
Fire good. Hoo-hoo. So
Look,
how was the running gun?
At least they were warm.
How was
What,
the
in Los
running gun?
Angeles? The run and gun in Los Angeles?
We didn't get to play with that one.
No,
was
that
in-
was
just-
that was North Hollywood.
Oh, right. Oh, you know what? That would be a fun theme. Like if you could recreate stages that mimic famous shootouts and have
no.
like an event, like a run and gun, where it just recreates the
So
different events of a.
on stage 2, you would have to haul 40 guns up 14 flights of steps.
I was just thinking about
I
that
couldn't
one.
remember the exact number off the top of my head, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's going to be 3,000 targets below you.
On stage 4, you need to hit one target moving at approximately 35 miles an hour from left to right, and you've got
You
How
have
many
3
shots
shots
up?
and
There
5
you go.
seconds.
there you go. I couldn't
Yep.
remember the numbers either.
I really don't
Actually-
want to go tape that stage.
Oh, okay. Back in was it this last summer? Yes, it was because it was the team event. They had the one stage where you were playing counter sniper. So there was a 6-inch target on a gently sloping roof at about 140 yards.
Don't
And you
forget
had
some 3-gun competitions will have like a stage gun on a stage for that one. Don't forget we got to have the SKS with the crappily bolted on scope.
oh
for
yeah,
golf
the
course
taped up
stage.
SKS. Yeah.
Yeah, but we need the red dot on the one rifle though.
What the Holosun Ames? Arms? Whatever
Yeah,
it is.
whatever it was on that one. Like we can do the SKS stage later, but
Look,
This
all
one-
I'm saying is Trump got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, he
no, I think America got lucky
did.
because we dodged a bullet on that one.
Woohoo. No, okay. I'll actually start talking about it. We had the Burial Mound winter run and gun this last weekend. I showed up in R-Road and ran on Friday, and then there's the paid competitors on Saturday, and everything. So my run, as far as how I did overall, I did pretty okay. I didn't fail to finish any of the stages, which is good because if you fail to finish a stage, that is max points plus all your penalties for your targets, and it's really hard to get anywhere near the top shooting if that happens. But
if you fail to finish a stage, that's weak.
you'd think so, but sometimes, so in the past, they've had stages where it's like, okay, you have to shoot the course, you have to shoot this stage with your pistol, and you shoot every target once with your main shooting hand, and then you have to switch hands and do it with your other hand. Like you have to shoot it. Yeah, and that if you haven't practiced that, that's really hard. A lot of people failed to finish that stage that time around. But I'm gonna try not to get into actual individual stages.
That sounds so wildly specific that it was designed by somebody who just wanted to make sure they won that stage because they practice that shit all the time. And they're like, wait, I want to win one.
I have to
Ah.
having done USPSA stuff myself. I have to wonder if that's exactly
Like,
how
that's
stages
like
are
me-
invented. Like
that's
I
like me
practiced this a bunch
deciding-
of times myself.
That's like me designing a stage that has an AK for the stage gun, and you got to reload it 10 times.
So sometimes they design stages just to mess with people.
Oh,
There was one time where they designed a stage so you were in like a little shoot box, and you had a triangular port you had to shoot through, but it was really near the top of the roof. So there was no way to actually get behind your rifle to shoot. You had to hover the buttstock over your shoulder, tilt the rifle 45 degrees to the left or right, and use it that way. And I had a bipod on the rifle, and I couldn't actually get it far enough through the port to even see through the optic. So I'm there like undoing the bipod in the middle of the stage. Like, well, this sucks. And ended up not finishing that time around on that stage. But anyway, Friday turned out to be the nicer of the 2 days. Heavy winds out of the south, but it was pretty mild in the mid 50s. But then the wind shifted heavily out of the north in the in the night, and it was 20 degrees in the mornings. And so I was pretty my face was pretty chilly when I woke up because I just camped in the van overnight. But I did my run on Friday, and so there was a theme on this one, and that was Vince needs to practice with his handgun.
Mhm.
God, man, they designed a whole match around that. Sweet.
So there was 9 stages total. So there's always been a short course and a long course, and usually the long course shoots a couple of extra stages, but this time around they had the long and short do all the same stages. There were 9 stages. Everybody did all of the stages. And so I just did short course whenever I found that out because I'm a little out of shape. And the short course turned out to be just under 5 miles, which wasn't too bad. I ended up running 3rd overall, which was, pretty good. I still got beat by like 13 minutes by the guy who ran first and didn't like that. So now I'm over here like I need to run again.
You get a tongue hardening that bastard.
Like, how dare you?
We'll get Garth to go down there and beat his shins in with a sledgehammer.
Next time.
Garth, run for me, would you?
So
Garth, break that guy's legs.
all right, so just going down the list of the stages, there was 5 stages that were rifle only, 3 that were pistol only, and 1 that was rifle and pistol. Of the rifle stages, in order from the beginning to end, they weren't all like 1 through 5 wasn't rifle. It was like interspersed, but the rifle stages, the first one I got to on that stage out of the short course runners, of which there were 76, I got 17th on that stage. Next one was 4th, then 6th, then 8th, and then 4th. So that's out of 76 shooters. That's how I finished on the rifle stages. The pistol stages in order: 46th, 37th, and then the last pistol stage I managed 21st. So there's kind of a theme there. Like I got noticeably better with the pistol as the day went on. The combination stage, I finished third. I got 30th on that one. So whatever. I figured out about halfway through the second pistol only stage that my pistol was shooting noticeably to the right. So I might have been having trouble with it because the sights were off.
Oh, okay. That's what.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Was
Sorry.
it hitting
I'm looking
low
at
and to
him.
the left?
I was hitting a little bit high and about at 7 yards, about 6
Put that
inches
thing
to
down.
the right.
Montana Dirt Roads
Holy
is the only
shit.
guy watching right now.
What?
Exactly. No bang
6
bang on the
inches
screen.
right at 7 yards.
Seemed like it. Maybe not quite that much.
is-
I don't know.
That's noticeable.
Well, you're not supposed to hold it sideways.
Just
That's just for kill shots.
Tater Dad don't give a shit. Anyway, yeah. So I need to work on my pistol shooting, which I could tell I should have shot some. So I was ROing earlier in the day, and I should have just sat out there and shot some, but I kind of didn't feel like it because it was windy and cold. And I probably would have done better if I just popped off a few rounds and gotten used to it. Because even when I got to stage 1, I was, had to get all the jitters out. And of course, stage 1 was also a VTAC board, which I hate VTAC boards because they suck. And even on the the rifle stages, I could tell where I could have done better because we got to the long range stage, and the long range stage was a 300, 400, and 500 yard target, and I missed a 300 yard target about 4 or 5 times, and then just pink on the 400 and 500 yard. So just one shot each on those, but I missed the 300 yard target a couple times. Like, well, that's annoying. So I need to get out.
Do you shoot both eyes open? Montana Dirt Roads was asking.
I think so. Yes, I do. Okay, I do not close one eye.
He closes his right eye.
Mike close
I
with
cl-
both eyes.
and you'll
I
stop
shoot-
resisting.
I shoot both eyes open. I center the gun right down my body, but I got to cross them to see the sights.
That's okay as long as you can see the front sight. Your target's supposed to be blurry anyway.
Well, I got 2 targets and 2 front sights, so more better.
Got 2 guns, one for each of you.
Anyway, that's about it. As much of the stages as I want to go over. So stage 9 was a rifle stage, and it was I actually really like that they did this because the last stage of the event was very much a mental stage because you had to run to a filing cabinet, draw a card out of there that had a shoot order for a series of 4 targets that you could not see at the start of the stage. So you had to get the card. On the way to your actual shooting location, you had to memorize the shoot order, hand the card over to the RO before you could actually see the targets, and then remember the order and shoot them in order. And the RO would not call hits if you shot the wrong target.
Can you bring a Sharpie and write it on the back of your hand?
Maybe you could have. They might have let that slide, but that would have been on your time while you're doing the stage.
Were they numbered or were they letters or shapes?
So there was colors and numbers. And the first time you had to run up to the cabinet, draw from the top drawer, which had colors, and then you left your rifle at the shooting location, ran back to the cabinet, opened the second drawer, which had a card that had numbers on it. And you had to memorize that shoot order while running back and then engage the targets. I finished 4th on that one out of 76. And actually, I think, so there was 108 total for long course and short course, and I think I still finished 4th on that one.
Nice.
But of course, you run the long course, you're pretty blasted by the time you get to stage 9. Mentally
How long is
and
the long
physically.
course?
Somewhere a little over 7 miles.
Huh.
So
You'll walk
carrying
in the
all
park then.
gear with you. Yeah.
That's a long hike.
Yep. So I ran 3rd, shot 15th out of the short course, which landed me at 6th overall for the event, which I didn't think was too bad. But this event is changing slightly going forward. After this last summer, when they did the team event, they decided that they kind of didn't want to do 2 course lengths anymore because they just did 1 course length for that event, and it worked really well. So this summer is another team event, but next winter there's just going to be 1 course length with everybody shooting the same course length and the same course of fire. So they still need to have more divisions to make it interesting. So what they've decided to do, and I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but they're going to a pro and amateur division. That's just at this event. So it's not like there's any kind of governing body or anything.
Mhm.
But if you have finished in the top 10 in any of their previous events, you are automatically in the pro division.
Oh.
Which means that you are going to be competing against all of the top people. And anybody it's their first time or they have not finished top 10 is going to be in the, I guess, amateur or beginner division or whatever you want to call it. But I guess if you just show up and you're a really good shot, you're automatically in the pro if you finish top 10, if you know what I mean. So anyway, this is a dilemma for me because I'm consistently not the best shooter at these, but I'm stuck competing against the best shooters because I finished 6th in this one. I mean, that automatically puts me in that top tier. So I'm going to consistently be at the bottom of the top, which,
Here's what you do.
C+.
You shave off the beard and you get a fake ID. Like, hi, my name's Ted. I've never been here before. Please put me in your amateur division. And then you sweep the amateur division and you're screwed the year after, but
No,
You
if
just
if
put
you,
a fake mustache on your real mustache.
I have to finish 11th is what I have to do. Like I can't finish 10th because if you finish top 10, you're automatically in the top tier. So you like
Oh, no. I'm just saying you murder the amateurs, figuratively speaking.
actually kill. I don't know what you mean.
And then Mike's got the right idea. Then the next year you come back with a fake mustache and just
But
do it
no,
all
no,
over again.
no, you
They'll
can't.
be
You
like,
can't
Vince,
do
it's
too
nice to
good.
see you again, and you could be like, no, he's Pedro.
No, está Vicente.
Está bien.
But well, so if you RO, it's free to run the event. So it pays to RO, and they're not going to just like, who's this random ass dude who wants to RO here? That's kind of weird.
It's Pedro.
But as an RO, this time around, they had a pretty cool like set of, I won't call it a swag pack. I mean, I guess that's what it is, but they had companies donate stuff that they decided, hey, this is going to the ROs and the ROs only. So a company called, let me see, Blood Oath Instruments donated a bunch of EDC pocket knives, and it's the Blood Oath Pocket Fiend. It's kind of a sweet little knife.
Oh, how very Kershaw of it.
Yeah, except it's 154 chrome moly steel. It's if you go look at their website, bloodoathinstruments.com, it is not an inexpensive knife. So I thought that was pretty cool. And another company called
Their apparently their Black Friday sale starts now.
Yeah, that there's an old pop-up. North Sea Machine, and I think it's just North Sea Machine, not Machine and Tool, in Guthrie, Oklahoma. They gave a coupon code that's just for the ROs. They machine slides, do optics cuts, barrel porting, slide porting, and they gave a coupon code. This is a coupon code for 100% off.
What's the coupon code?
Shut up. Not for you.
Private chat. Put it in the private chat.
Tell us, Vince.
But that means that this is probably getting an optics cut put on it, and I'm thinking, and this is my Gerson high power clone that has the Picatinny rail on the bottom of it and such, and I think that it's going to be getting. I'm going to see about putting a Gideon Valor on it when those come out, because I think this will only take the RMSC size footprint on it, because it's about the same size as a 1911 slide, which won't take something as wide as an RMR.
Yeah.
But they also do Cerakote. I might have the slide coated while I'm there, while it's there, because it got kind of scratched up this time around. What else? A couple other cool things. Rail scales. They had a bunch of hand stops from rail scales that they donated, which I realized why they donated them, because all the ones they donated were Sniper Gray, and no one buys Sniper Gray.
Nothing a rattle can can't finish.
Yeah, but there's a couple of nice little hand stops that I had a little do. But
fuck yeah!
Actually, I really like it. Actually, I like it much better than what was on there. It also made me move my light around to where it's like thumb pokey right there. And I actually ran with
roads. We're gonna get booted.
I actually ran with all the stuff on the rifle because I had to run up and get ready real quick, because I was one of the last runners out on Friday, and I was in a hurry, so I couldn't take all the extra crap off the rifle. So it had the light sitting on there, the mount for the thermal. Might have taken the backup iron sights off because I didn't actually use them and didn't plan to use them, because I had the mediator sitting on top of the rifle. So I was going to use that for any of the close range stuff. But Real Skills had that there. That was cool. And stuff.
Do you use
know
the
what?
mediator with dot or circle dot?
I think I just
Square.
had the dot. I think I just had the dot on it, but I've been messing with the circle dot. And then they had this Element LMNT electrolyte drink mix. I have not gotten to try any of them. I will be messing with that, seeing if any of this is any good. A lot of people are really into that, but they donated a lot of that for the event. Like people could just come up and grab them. And it's a heavily salty electrolyte drink mix with a bunch of different flavors. So I'm looking forward to messing with that a little bit.
That actually
Nice.
would be really fun to try.
But,
So you said you needed to get in better shape. What are you going to do for that?
run.
Damn it.
Gross.
I
Run,
just
Forrest.
started running.
That's what I've been doing because I need to get in better shape coming up for some spring shenanigans and then hunting season too. So
Actually,
I ran a lot when I was younger and did a half marathon when I was 17 or 18, and then I stopped running after that. And now my 32-year-old fat ass is just like, I should never have stopped.
Yeah, I need to get back to running consistently, and I also need to mix in other stuff. I need to mix in rucking and some kind of resistance training, whether that's weights or just doing unweighted squats and that sort of thing, or even yoga. I mean, some variety in there. But yeah, that was most of that weekend. Dog got hit by a car while I was gone. That was not cool.
that
but-
sucks.
Yeah, the worst part about that was that he got hit by the car in front of my 10-year-old,
Oh,
who could not keep him from running out into the highway to chase cars.
Oof.
So it's entirely the dog's fault.
mm.
And the other dog listened and did not run out into the highway. So I was like, well, there's that. But yeah, that wasn't fun. But also that dog had nipped a few people, and he was one nip away from leaving anyway. So
So it's a self-solving problem.
I don't want to like
Not calm.
flippantly like say that, but also, well, I didn't have to shoot the dog, so
Mhm.
and neither did anybody else. My wife actually went down there prepared to shoot the dog in case he needed to be put out of his misery, but he would dead.
How busy a highway was this?
It's a rural highway, so it varies. There's semi-traffic, but there's long stretches of no
Nothing.
traffic. So
And everybody hauling ass.
Sounds like the highway that yeah.
yeah,
okay.
people do
Rural highway.
65 on the county roads. So
Yeesh.
imagine the highway.
Don't you yeesh anything, Mike. You took me like 78 miles an hour during a county road, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking die in here.
Well, that's as fast as it would go.
You
Yeah,
can always
Yeah, what do
tell
you want from me?
when people are from the city out here, like especially hanging out with them, because whenever you drive somewhere, they are on your ass. I mean, fucking right there. I'm like, bro, we're on a dirt road. I'm gonna destroy your windshield. Back the fuck up.
Also, where are you gonna go? Like, what are you afraid of losing?
Yeah,
Like-
bro, you are following me. Chill.
Speaking of which, you should, if you wanted to follow anybody over this past weekend, you probably, and you have a diesel, you should have gelled it. Otherwise, you ain't following shit.
Did you not gel your diesel?
I did actually.
Well, that's too
Is it
bad.
like runner's gel?
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah,
Mr.
you come
Scholl's
there, and
gel
you
insert.
smear it right along the fucking muffler.
Yeah.
Get in there.
You know, it's a gel that goes over the fuel lines to keep them from freezing. You got to go in there and like apply it with your tongue.
And there I was rubbing Astroglide underneath the truck.
This seems like the kind of thing you haze the new guy with. Hey, new
Cuts-
guy, go put this freaking heat gel down there on the.
Like, I knew I shouldn't have
line.
joined the Navy.
Cuts
yeah,
to that Spider-Man scene. How'd that get
'Cause-
in there?
because it'd be any better for you in the Navy.
Said shouldn't have.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe Mike shouldn't have joined the Air Force. Anyway, what's this gel you're talking about?
it keeps your diesel fuel. If you know what, Dave is a much more diesely guy than me, and I'm learning from him. So I'll let Dave tell you what the hell it is.
Is it like that scene in the Day After Tomorrow where the fuel in the lines of the snowplow freezes up and they plummet to the earth and everybody dies?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
basically, except that was a helicopter, not a snowplow. I don't know
Oh.
how they, I don't
It's
know how
called
they
a
would have
sky
gotten
plow.
the sky. It was up there plowing the snow before it hit the ground.
But no, what Mike is talking about is he got anti-gel. So it's a diesel conditioner that lowers the freezing point of the diesel so it doesn't gel up in your tank and in your fuel lines and fuel filter before it can get to the engine and through the injectors and create fire. But
I'm sorry,
There's- good.
I had a thought. Like
Mhm.
I put salt
Just
in my
one?
gas tank because the salt lowers the freezing point.
Yeah. Don't do that. The salt also absorbs water, and then you will have this light on your dash that says water in fuel.
Oh, I forgot what happened to me yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. So last Monday, before I had to go to the run and gun, I had to change out the radiator in my wife's van because I was underneath it. No, that's right. Monday, I was underneath the van because I was changing the oil, and I finally found the coolant leak. So apparently, the radiator, where they have that crimp on the side, so the part of the radiator is aluminum, and then there's plastic crimped on the ends.
Mhm.
That it was leaking at the crimp on the driver's side. I was like, crap. I don't need this thing to like crack and bust open while I'm gone. So Tuesday night, I changed out the radiator in the van, got everything nice and working, and it looked like it was going good. And in Thursday, she drove 4 hours in it, and nothing happened. And then we're on the way to the Monday. I'm home because it's a federal holiday, and we decide, hey, let's go to the Amish grocery store that's like 20 minutes away, and we get 7 minutes down the road. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat because she decided to drive. She offered. And suddenly she's like, that's weird. Traction control light came on. It says service traction control. I'm like, what?
Hmm.
She's like, it says reduced engine power. I'm like, what? And then I
Oh.
look at the temperature gauge and it is flat over to the right. I'm like, pull over.
I've been down that exact road before, actually. Express, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See,
Yeah.
This is one of the few times when I'm like, oh my, thank the Lord for limp mode,
Right.
because it might have saved the engine. Because apparently, so there's not, so the lower outlet from the radiator into the engine, into the thermostat and into the engine block is not like, it doesn't slip over there and then there's a clamp.
Mhm.
It
It's a
slips
bullshit
over the
fitting.
bottom of them. Yeah, it's a fitting, and then
Mhm.
there's a little. It's not a C clip. What is it? It's like it's like a W. It looks like a W, and it sits into a recess in the hose,
Yeah, I don't know
and
what
then there's
the
a
fucking point.
recess in the fitting on the radiator, and apparently I did not get that on there all the way.
Uh-huh. I've been down
So
this exact fucking road because I changed out all the. I thought I had to rip out the radiator when I whacked that buck a couple years ago when I still had my Express. And so I redid a whole bunch of stuff and put in. Oh yeah, because I had the radiator. I put in new AC condenser, well, whatever order but I ripped the radiator out and then noticed, oh, the radiator's actually fine. But in the meantime, or no, when was this? No, this was before that. Either way, oh no, it's earlier before that. I redid the hoses because I did have a leak in my radiator, and I fucking what's the shit you pour in your radiator and plugs it up?
Bars leak.
Stop steal.
Yeah, stop leak. I stop leaked
right,
it, and it worked. Hey, good for me. But anyway,
stop sealing it. Watch it not work.
it'll be fine. But anyway, no, I had replaced the hoses, and yeah, I redid the rear hose, and I drove from my house to Walmart and got to Walmart, came outside of Walmart and noticed like, oh, there's a giant puddle underneath there. Shit.
Giant puddle. As far as I could tell, that thing was out of coolant.
Oh yeah, if it popped
Luckily-
out while you were driving.
Yeah, luckily we are a half mile from a gas station, so I jogged up there, and actually I had a half container of coolant in the van just to top it off, because I was checking it at intervals after I changed out the radiator. So I poured what was in there in the radiator, and then jogged up to the gas station, bought 2 more. Actually, I bought a container of concentrate, 1 of premix, and then filled up the container I had with water. And
At the soda fountain, I hope.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper.
Shit, that's
Hey,
Fanta.
we fucking cooled our old Volkswagen Vanagon when I was a kid. We put fucking orange pop in that thing to keep. Well, no. 'Cause
You know,
With
That
the
would
stuff
seal
that
a
was in it
radiator
was
leak pretty
orange.
well too.
No,
You
'cause
get
that thing was air-
sugar crystals to form up on that leak, and eventually it's like platelets, and boom,
no, the thing was
voila.
air cooled though.
Anyway,
So you
Either
definitely
way.
used Fanta. Like it got so hot, so you dumped Fanta on it, and then it cooled it down, and then you.
I'd have to ask my dad. I was like 8 years old at the time, but it involved a lot of like, we need liquid, and here's all the liquid we have.
did you have to pee in it?
No. There was another time it was rear engine, and there's another time the fucking throttle cable broke from the front to the back. So we drove hours back from Steamboat with my mom sitting in
Were
the back.
you the
seat.
gas pedal?
My mom was the gas pedal. I
Awesome.
was too little, but my mom and my older brother took turns with their arm hanging over the back seat, just taking commands from my dad. Faster, slower, faster, slower.
Oh, I would have had so much fun. Like, vroom, vroom, vroom.
Oh, that thing didn't go vroom vroom. It like that fucking thing. If you got going up a hill, like a steep hill going up in the mountains, and you got stopped, you had to turn around and go down to the bottom and try again.
Oh man,
The guys who've been
was
in
it
the
a stick
springs,
shift?
but it had a tiny little fucking engine in it. I don't remember the size. But the
Well,
guys, in the
no, that's
springs
what I'm
know-
saying. Like, imagine trying to shift that thing with having somebody else work the accelerator.
Well, they did it.
You just yell clutch and have them release, and
No, that'd be
then-
like clutch.
I mean, there's been so many times you you put that thing in first, you get it rolling, and then you just skip right to third because something's fucked up with it. Anyway, where I was going with it was
Hill
is
in the
it
springs.
neutral to skip over first? Oh yeah, the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in the Springs. You know that hill going up the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo?
Hmm.
There were multiple times when I was a kid we had to turn around, go to the bottom, and try again. Because if you get to the stop and the line's too big, and you get to a stop in that 85 Volkswagen Vanagon, and there's a point where you won't get started going again. You just got to turn around, try again. Anyway,
It's like a hippie roller coaster.
we weren't hippies.
So,
Yeah, that makes me-
Vince,
Oh, you say Volkswagen van. I'm sorry.
Vince, if you have to fuck with that radiator again, you can put those clips in your hose first and then slide them on like an air chuck, and you'll actually hear them click.
Yep, that's
That's
what I
what I had
did
to do.
Mhm.
because it slipped off, and I reached down in there, and I was like trying to get the clip out of there, but I didn't have like a pick or anything. I had a pair of needle nose pliers, but then I just like, what if I just click? And I was like, oh,
God,
It goes right on.
it
It's like
goes right on,
smooth.
and then you're mad.
was the O-ring still in your hose too?
It's like,
There's an O-ring.
Yes.
There was not an O-ring. Let me tell you.
it'll be fine.
It's not leaking now. So,
Okay, good enough. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I was so
I
mad
assume-
at that damn hose.
so I ended up, I put at least 12 quarts of coolant in it. And of course, we're sitting there on the side of the road, and I got some coolant in it, and like, okay, pull up over here where it's level so that I could just put it in there slowly and burp the system and try and get the air worked out of it. So the little 45-minute hour trip to the little Amish grocery store took 2.5 hours, and could have been worse. Kids did fine because they're just sitting back there playing with mom, and I'm like up there messing with the radiator, just trying to get the air burped out of it. But now I got to go wash the van because there's coolant all over it, all down the passenger side and on the back windows and everything. So like, that's gross.
Lovely.
Yeah.
At
Well, that
least
was
it's not like 100 degrees and bugs are sticking to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
it
least
could
it's
be-
not 100 degrees and it takes 30 minutes for that engine to cool down.
Mhm.
It was 25 and the engine's cool in 3 minutes. So that may have also helped it not just freaking blow up.
Mhm.
So I lucked out on that one.
Yeah, probably. Boy.
Yeah. As far as fluids that could be all over your skin, coolant's also like
All right, now
no,
nope.
it's not going down a
Nope.
dirty path, you dingbat.
Yes,
Like,
it
is.
when you're talking about automotive fluids, there are a million different fluids you could get on your hands.
don't
that
like
are
your dick?
far, far worse than coolant.
You don't like differential
Oh.
fluid?
God, no.
Since we're on the topic of coolant is one of the worst fluids that you can get in your ear. Like it's worse than
Ugh.
gasoline.
Oh.
But
That-
wait, why?
Have you sampled
on
both?
fire. So if you know those people that'll pull a radiator cap off and it just spews everywhere. Well,
yep.
instant
brother.
reaction is to turn your head. And when you do that, you open your ear canal to this flaming liquid of death
Oh.
and just will go right in your ear hole.
Ow.
And
No, thank you.
a guy I used to work with cut his finger off because he dropped a transmission on it, and he said the coolant in the ear was worse.
Well, alrighty then.
So
You know,
He
I
might
can
be
see that
exaggerating.
because, well, I've put stuff on my fingers. I put a pylon on my fingers.
my ears.
if
Shit hurt, but I
one,
don't know about.
don't pull off a hot radiator cap. Two, if you do stupid stuff, just close your eyes and your mouth and
And
keep
use a
facing
rag.
it.
And use a rag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a face shield. Or just don't fucking do it.
I mean,
But
that's
anyway.
a start, but
So there's a couple different types of anti-gel. And Mike, what kind did you get?
The kind that I told wife to stop at the auto parts store on the way home and get for me, please, because we were home with the child. I was home with the child.
White bottle or clear
Yeah.
bottle?
White
Okay, so you got power service. It's okay.
Why's it gotta be white?
because it's what color it is. You can tell it's that way because that's how it is.
So yeah, if you have a diesel, or if you're new to owning a diesel and you live in colder climates, look into that.
you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Trust me.
And if it's cold enough, never shut it off. Just leave it running.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I made cheese.
Gross.
How long did you leave the milk in the fridge for this to have happened?
On purpose?
Yeah.
Not very long at all.
Gross.
This is the first time I've made cheese. No, it's simple shit. It's just farmer's cheese. It's not that hard to make. You get your gallon of milk from the store, whole milk. If you use skim milk, you're an asshole. And do half gallon at a time. You pour it in the pan, get to 190 degrees. You put in a quarter cup of vinegar. You give it a stir. You let it, you let the freaking curd separate. You set it aside to cool off. You strain it out, and boom, you got cheese. It's a bit like avocado cheese.
I wouldn't know, Ty.
They're joking about for people.
No,
who
sir,
have-
that is cherry. That's cherry Coke.
I like cherry everything.
So anyway,
Just say that it's ATF. You're fine.
Yeah.
I've known of people who will take they will take the inlet to their gas tank and move it into the bed of the pickup and then attach a mason jar containing road diesel to the
Mm-hmm.
to the old inlet where your actual gas cap is on the side of your truck, that and put road diesel in it. That way, if it ever gets checked, there's road diesel down there, not the special diesel.
Yes.
Not
There was
condoning this, but
there was a trooper walking around one of the sale barns here, kind of local to me, and walking around and probing the fuel tanks of all the pickups in the parking lot. I'm like, that's fucked up. Guess who's got a locking cap now? This guy.
Yeah,
I want to pay myself.
by
don't,
locking
fuck
cap,
you.
do you mean
Locking fuel cap.
a padlock and
No, I didn't put a hasp on my fuel door with a padlock.
I don't. I have to question the constitutionality of that. That's a search, and he doesn't
I
have a
think he
warrant.
got in trouble.
I hope he did, because I don't think he's allowed to do that.
It's been quite a few years, but anyway, so this cheese business.
Cheese it.
Oh, cheese business. I should start selling it. Interesting.
No, you shouldn't.
That's pretty damn good, actually. So this is I need to lose about, I don't know, 15 pounds. So this week I've been cutting out all the fucking junk food and all the, no more soda in the evening. Making basic white girl lunches. And that involves taking, you take your cheese, you're like it's like kind of like a very mild ricotta type cheese, and then chop up some green onion in there, big old sprinkle of dill, some pounded up crushed almonds, and then fried up bacon bits and then bacon grease. And then you spread that over some homemade flatbread. It's fucking delicious.
you put some cranberries in there, and then you
Cranberries are right. That might be
then
the
you-
next batch, something like that.
and then you throw it in the trash, and then you call for a pizza.
Or chicken store.
Man.
Yeah, definitely call chicken store. No,
Fuck,
don't.
Or
call
you
it.
or you
Yeah,
eat it
um,
and then
yeah.
just cry.
You can cry. I think,
Dude,
it
I
tastes
can't
great.
afford to eat healthy.
I thought you were gonna
What?
say I can't afford to cry.
Lies, because the gallon of milk is $3. You get half of that. I think I'm into an entire lunch for like $1.50.
Our milk is
Dude.
$5.
Okay.
Okay,
$3.
I think I mentioned this. Like a rotisserie chicken from Walmart is $6,
hmm
Mhm.
and it's 2,000 calories of lean protein. And like
Lean?
you can get along.
Whether
with
you fucking get your chickens, ours are all covered in grease.
we
grease
we
ain't bad
get
for you.
we get those rotisserie chickens routinely because the chicken in the fridge, the leftover chicken in the fridge, it's good for sandwiches and other dinners and all sorts of stuff later on, and it's $6.
I just tear into it with my fingers like a Neanderthal.
And it's good, hot and fresh. You get the grease all over your hands, and
I
I'm
like the lemon
70.
pepper.
I'm 74 miles from a Walmart rotisserie chicken,
That is,
and I don't even
unfortunate.
think they have them.
why don't you have your own chickens? Genuine question.
Because my wife hates birds.
So
Like,
She
that's the
can-
sole reason.
so she can learn how to hate the birds so much that you guys
Wait.
raise them and everything, and when it comes time to execute them for eating time, she gets to go out there and cut its head off because she hates them so
Do you
much.
mean hates birds or doesn't like birds and doesn't want to be near them?
Or doesn't think they exist and are government drones?
Partially the drone thing, surprisingly, but that chickens weird her out, and when a bird flies in front of your windshield while you're driving, my wife will like cower
Do you know how many
towards the
birds?
window. It's like, oh my god! And this is while she's driving.
So
I've hit so many birds with my vehicles. I don't
Yeah, me
even know
too.
why. They just fly right into it. Just I've hit
I was
duck,
on a motorcycle
Hawks.
ride when I was stationed in Idaho,
doves,
and the dude that was leading, I
songbirds.
saw this bird flush up out of the road, and like
Meadowlarks.
went right in front of him, and I was like, "Oh, did that hit
Robins.
him?" And
Just
I see his no, it like kind of deflected in a weird way, but I thought it was still flying. Maybe it got caught in his wash or something. And then he reaches up and he's like, ah, and I was like, oh yeah, that got him. We were going like 80 miles an hour too.
they'll hit, and then you'll see like the poof of feathers, like it's a cartoon. And then I'll immediately text my wife because it's usually on the way to work, and I'm like, bird. Like, and she knows that I hit another bird. I need to get like the stickers to go on the side of the vehicle. It'll be a bunch of dogs, a few deer, mostly birds and squirrels.
I got a buddy that can add a cyclist to that sticker count, but that's a story for another time. But yeah, no, she hates birds. So I wanted chickens to have eggs because I love eggs.
Yeah.
And we buy eggs to look at because I can't eat them. Because my wife's like, you're not eating $9 a dozen eggs. I'm like, motherfucker.
So we bought them to
What did we do?
Look at our $9.
I'll look at them and be like, well, those would be so good right now. But nope.
You're a couple years away of having fake eggs in a basket on your dining room table. Like the wax fruit that your grandma used to have.
Don't eat the decorative eggs. What you mean? You mean the Fabergé ones that are really no? We got fake plastic eggs in a bowl. Don't eat them. They're not
They're
real.
going to be ceramic.
It's like those fake grapes. That
You know what you should do?
Yes.
Let's not talk about the grapes. I don't want
Grapes.
Don't want to go down that hole again.
No.
You're gonna send Vince down the grapes of wrath.
Ugh. Dave, you should do meat rabbits.
I thought about that too. The shit thing is, like, anything small that we get out here, it'll bring snakes up, and my wife hates snakes more than chickens.
Chickens keep snakes away. Just saying.
I know guineas do. I don't know about chickens.
Yeah.
We've had so many
my
rat snakes
experience-
in our chicken coop.
My experience has been that snakes don't like the only times we've ever had snakes in the yard when I was growing up is when we didn't have chickens. And I think it's just, well, I've seen chickens go after garter snakes and bull snakes. And I don't think the snakes like the activity because the chickens are always running around doing shit.
Well, if you were a little danger noodle and you got pecked at all the time for being in somebody's yard, wouldn't you like nope out of there too?
We had more problems with snakes when we had birds roosting in my little, or nesting, I guess you could say, in my shed. Like, I about got bit by a fucking bull snake. Like, oh, well, bye-bye, little birds. Out you go.
Yeah.
Bye, birdie.
I've mostly seen rat snakes around here.
Mm.
And they're big enough that the chickens really can't do anything to them. Though the most interesting one was one that decided that it was trying to get the birds up in the rafters on our porch and was just up on my workbench, which has no access to the rafters at all, but it's just as high as it can get, and it's up there staring at them. I ended up whacking the thing with a axe handle and dragging it off. But
Wait, was it chicken or a snake? I lost track of this conversation.
that was a snake.
It was a snake chicken.
I mean, I'd smack a chicken too if it was being a jerk, but
I've done that with a golf club.
See, these are things that your wife could get on board with, Dave. Like chicken being an asshole, whack it with a golf club.
Now
She'll
she's
be
not an
fine.
asshole rooster with a 45 Colt.
I just had the idea of going to Top Golf and bringing like a dozen eggs, and when your buddy's not looking, switching his golf ball with a chicken egg.
Or you just park a. Oh,
just swing splat everywhere.
I had in my mind prepared what I was going to say, so I didn't really register until a couple seconds later what you had said, and yours is better. Yeah.
So what
anyway,
else are you doing for
cheese and flatbread
healthiness?
and yummies. Oh, nothing. I'm running again. Running, slow runs, build up aerobic base. then get on to doing shit with weight. Come the springtime, I'm gonna go hike over the border into Wyoming and do some LARPy stuff, and then come back out.
Go
the springtime,
yonder.
this coming springtime, I might talk more about gun shit. That and beaver massacres. That'll actually be happening around the same time. And then I
Nice.
replaced soda in my diet right now with Posca, which I was describing to you guys in the chat, and Mike seemed just disgusted by. But it is a mixture of wine, or not red wine, is a mixture of water and red white vinegar. And then you can add in herbs or add in salt, and I add in a little bit of honey. And it's a bit like drinking an extra tangy lemonade. A little bit of vinegar at the end, but
That actually sounds pretty nice.
I like it.
I would suggest kombucha, except if you're going to go buy it, the stuff is ridiculously expensive for
It sounds
just.
awfully weebish.
What's
I don't
wrong
know
with
what
Weebish?
culture that's. I don't know what culture that's actually from, but it's a little close to Mike's interests for me.
It's
I don't
weeb adjacent.
I don't remember where it's from, but it's actually a fermented drink made from black tea, and my wife makes it. And if you make it yourself, it's really inexpensive.
This sounds
But-
like more something that would be made in fermented black tea. Sounds like something you'd get in the Middle East or India or
Originated in China,
yeah.
which is really, really close to Japan. So
That
I know.
is that is
weeb adjacent.
well, that's weeb tertiary. Adjacent is Korean, and then
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
tertiarily weebish is China.
Montana
I can't
Fruit
say
Road
that
says
word.
needs vodka, and vodka
Tertiary.
might be interesting.
Tertiarily,
Tertiarily.
tertiarily.
Tertially. You're redneck, Dave. Just say whatever you want and people will understand.
Hey, I like specifically think of big words that I can say in each day. And I even tell my wife, I'm like, hey, that's my big word of the day.
Tertiarily, did you know?
It's like perchance. You can't just say perchance.
Okay, so I threw vodka in here because I'm drinking some right now. That's weird. It's like the vodka neutralizes the vinegar.
Here, you just unlocked a cheat code.
That is very strange. Huh.
He just had a little music and a little da 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 one up above his head. You got an
Weird.
extra life.
Anyway, those are the weird things I'm up to. I haven't had a chance to go up and do any extra trapping because of how cold it got. I'm not going to drink Chinese fermented tea. No, thank you. I don't need probiotics. That's why I drink vodka. It just goes in my gut and kills all the biotics anyway. And yeah, I got to get in better shape too. It'll be an interesting season coming up.
Well, this is the last weekend of duck hunt, and that is a shame because that seems like it went way too fast.
Yeah.
I need
But-
to take the boy out squirrel hunting. His granddad sent this along, which is his to use now, which it's an old bolt action Remington tube fed 22.
It is
I need to
beautiful.
get him out shooting it first. And then he's asked a couple times to go squirrel hunting, but it's just finding the time to do it because I'm still getting home like 20 minutes before sundown every day. If that. I was here well after sundown today. So it's not like I have all the time in the world, but I need to find the time to go do that. Get some tree rats. Batter up some tree rats in ranch dressing and fry them.
God, that sounds. I'm interested. I would like to kill tree rats, please.
Actually,
do
though,
you do squirrel and biscuits and gravy at all?
Oh
no, but I just remembered I wanted to do squirrel dumplings with flavor.
Bite me.
You don't want to sanitize the squirrel.
Fucking bite me.
I think it's called blanching. We're gonna blanch the squirrel.
Wait, this meat was red when it went in here. Well, now it's white.
Yours was gray.
It was great.
Like, I gotta be honest with you. I thought you were boiling socks. When I saw that picture, it's like, oh, he's boiling his socks. Fucking weird.
No, that one's name was Boots.
Oh, got it.
Socks is next time.
Oh boy. Well, speaking of boiling cats, last thing to chat about tonight, real quick, is that Colorado has unleashed more wolves. Apparently, we have 29 in the state now. They re-released the, I think it was 5. The problem is I kept seeing multiple numbers. I believe it's 5 from the Copper Creek pack, which is the one that they captured last year due to deprivation and the fact that they were all going to die.
They're all gonna die.
And they set a few more out, so we've got a total of 29. And
That was very Alex Jones.
yeah, he doesn't like that they're putting stuff in the water that turns the freaking wolves gay.
What they need is to put some stuff into the water that turns the wolves vegetarian.
Then they're just going to be rooting around in wheat fields. That's no good.
Yeah,
Then they
wheat
just
wolves.
turn into like fluffier pigs, and they have the same problem. Now they're tearing up crops, and
Better than tearing up my elk.
Then they'll sell helicopter hunts for fat pig wolf.
see, I'm mad that I missed it's too late. It really is too late to get on the track where you end up shooting animals from a helicopter as a profession.
Yeah.
Like, no one had that written down. If they had, I might have been like, well, but that wasn't on the list in high school.
Nah, sorry, homie.
All right. Well, I think that'll about do it because
You do agree.
next week we got to find something actual to talk about.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna not go duck hunting again this weekend too. So
Oh, I'm not worried about that at all, sir.
we won't talk about that.
I shot a coyote the other night with my Guardian and my mini Larry. If you recall back in June that I got a couple little Nebo flashlights.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? I was
Mhm.
wondering what the
Yes.
hell Mini Larry was.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it's the
right.
little one. It's the little 500 lumen bastard.
All
And
right.
I was out walking my dog, and because we can't let her off her leash because she likes to get ran the fuck over, and
Wah, wah.
and I hear coyotes flip shit out behind my corral. So I'm like, "Ah, okay. So I take the dog back inside, go out to my car, grab my AR, and I'm like, fuck, where's my spotlight? Oh, it's inside. That's too late. Whatever. I run out across the road, and I start mouth kissing at him. And I shine this little tiny flashlight around, and 7 sets of eyes come walking up. I'm like, oh,
Holy shit.
oh, damn. They're right here. And turn the illumination on the Guardian. I think I went to like level 2 and got my magnification set right. And I could not see the coyotes with my naked eye, just their eyes. Looking through the Guardian though, oh, perfect. Fucking coyote walking around. Yeah, no problem. Fucking smoked it. And then
Nice.
went to follow up with another one, and yeah, they had done shagged ass. And the old mini Larry is good for eyeballs, and that's about it. So could not see shapes running away. But
I remember that conversation. In that conversation, I talked about the Chicro.
Mhm.
My Chicro has stopped working.
really,
It won't stay on. Like whenever I try and turn on, it'll flash, but then it'll turn off. So I need to email their customer service about that.
wonder if the battery's bad.
I've tried multiple batteries because I
Oh.
have multiple batteries that are of that voltage output, like the
Mhm.
higher voltage. I think it's a 10440 battery, if
Oh,
I
gotcha.
recall. Oh, I also mentioned that, hey, you can put this in the the Coast little Coast flashlight that's the same size as the Chicro, and it will use that. It uses that higher voltage too, so it gives way better output than a AAA. But then I tried to put 3 of those higher voltage batteries in one of my headlamps, burned the thing out instantly. I was like, oh. Like it for a moment, it was beautiful. There was like 500 lumens, like when it's normally 120. I was like, yes, and then it just stopped. It was like, oh,
Sad panda.
Yeah. So anyway, pretty impressed that the Guardian could see what I couldn't at night. So that was cool. I work with a guy. His name's Brandon, and he slayed one hell of a cat a couple days ago. So I want to say congrats to him.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, that's about
Nice.
it. Shit's cold.
Yeah. I'm glad, dude. Walked outside, just walked to the garage to get a Coke, and it was 40 degrees. And I was like, man, now I understand how Alaskans can be like, oh, it's 40 degrees. This is shorts weather because it's been fucking like -5, -10 for so long.
yeah. Whenever it's so cold enough that the temperature kills your skin.
Yeah.
Once it gets to where it doesn't do that, it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't like it killing my skin. It's unpleasant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Anyway,
that's all I had.
I think that about wraps it up.
Yep. All right.
Push the button.
Okay. Bye.
But not that button.
Beep.
All right then. Bye bye, folks.
Push the goddamn button.
I've muted everybody. Anyway,
Why would you do such things?
leave us reviews. I will send you a sticker. Do it. Also, I'll know where you live. You have to send me an email at the same time. Gideon Optics affiliate coupon code is moist. All capital letters. Camerado affiliate code, let's go hunt. Support the sport and take a buddy hunting. If you like that buddy, tell him about our show. If you don't like that buddy, have him go listen to
Like anybody
Rosie
else.
O'Donnell. Hit us up at Let's Go Podcast. That's lghpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and let's go hunt. Boiling socks.
That's a
No
terrible
está
show. Oh, I love it.
Vicente.
Boiling socks. No, está Vicente. Is that what we said?